I once avoided someone for 6 weeks just so I wouldn't have to listen to them. And I teach empathy for a living. So, yeah, listening can be hard even for me. And if you've ever struggled to hear someone out, especially when you disagree, you're in the right place. Today, I'm sharing 3 tips that will make listening easier, even with people you'd rather avoid. Hi, everybody. I'm Rob Volpe, and a quick update on this edition of Reading Between the Lines. I am still recovering from that slip and fall knee injury from early April. It has definitely slowed me down. It's given me time to reflect and also reminded me how much patience, self-empathy, and listening are connected. So, this topic isn't just theory for me right now, it's really personal. Since the pandemic, I've noticed that we've been carrying a lot of unprocessed grief, stress, and polarization. We lost over 1.2 million Americans, more than in many wars combined, and most of us never really took the time to process it. That unprocessed stuff, I find that it's affecting how we connect. In my own life, I realize I'm avoiding conversations with people I knew disagreed with me. I'm feeling really sensitive about issues and topics. The polarization that's going on has really become challenging. And as I said at the beginning, 6 weeks went by before I opened up to somebody that I had been talking to. Um, and I know I'm not alone in this. And the problem is, without listening, there can be no reconnection. And without reconnection, our communities are going to fracture. So, if you're trying to listen to someone who sees the world differently, I have 3 different tips for you. The first one, don't start with the loudest, most extreme voices on the other side. That's like jumping into the deep end without even knowing how to swim, or it's murky and you're not even sure what's down there. Instead, start with small doses. I think about it like piercing the veil. Seek out perspectives that are just outside your comfort zone. It's something slightly different from your own beliefs. And that way you avoid instant defensiveness and keep the door open to curiosity. Now, tip number 2, and this is a big misconception. If you people feel that if you empathize, people believe that if you empathize with someone, you must agree with them. No, that's not true. Empathy means you understand them, does not mean you're signing off on their worldview. What usually is getting in the way is judgment, and it sneaks in really fast. The trick is to notice it and then swap the judgment for curiosity. Ask yourself, where's that thought coming from? Or what am I not seeing yet? And if you've read my book, tell me more about that. You know the 5 steps to empathy: dismantle judgment, ask good questions, actively listen, integrate into understanding, and use solution imagination. This step, this tip is right at the heart of those. You've got to dismantle your judgment and realize that having empathy with someone does not mean that you have to agree with them. Now, tip number 3 is about exploring the nuance. And we live in a world that, wants everything to be for or against, black or white, right or wrong. But reality, we live in shades of gray. Nuance is almost like an antidote to polarization. You cannot be polarized if you're able to see nuance and accept that. And you don't have to understand or even try to understand the far extremes. Instead, focus again on something closer in. It could be your neighbor, your colleague, it could be the person in your community who sees things differently, the person at church that you don't talk to as much. Well, ask them a few questions. You're going to find that those small steps can start building empathy bridges, one short conversation at a time. So, here's your quick recap. 1, start small, pierce the veil. 2, remember, empathy does not mean agreement. And 3, seek nuance. So this week, I challenge you to try just one of these tips. Reach out to someone outside your bubble. Share this video with them if you want. You can use that to maybe spark a conversation. And remember, listening cures a lot more than problem solving. Leave me a comment or email me your story. I'd love to hear how listening changed something for you, even just a little bit. Thanks for leaning in with me today. Until next time, I'm Rob Volpe, and we're reading Between the Lines.